Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And welcome. How is everybody doing today? If you care to say hello, or you can just give an emoji of your mood if you don't feel like speaking, or both. Good morning, Wendy. How has your week been? Has the challenge lessened at all? The challenging energy? Good morning, Elisa. Welcome. It's a beautiful morning here in Mexico. Good morning, Sister Sunshine. Great to see you. Wonderful that the situation is solved. It's rainy season here, and I love the rainy season here because it rains at night usually, mostly. So then you wake up to freshness. So it's cool and the weather is cooler. And yeah, this last day of August 2025. I was just listening to a Michael Singer talk that's new on Sounds True podcast called, I think, Becoming Okay. Ooh, that sounds nice. So we're going to be doing our weekly spirit messages, card reading. Good morning, Carolyn. Great to have you. And so I went ahead and drew a Michael Singer card for us. So we'll go ahead and open with that since he is top of my mind at least. So it says, and this is from Untethered Soul, most of life will unfold in accordance with forces far outside your control, regardless of what your mind says about it. Most of life will unfold in accordance with forces far outside your control, regardless of what your mind says about it. And what that reminds me of is somebody, I think Alan Watts, in one of his talks said that we are the Big Bang still banging. So basically, you know, that event that started this universe, supposedly, it's never stopped. And it hasn't really, right? The Big Bang happened, and it's not stopped happening. And I know, like, the universe is expanding, and Hindu tradition talks about it contracting back at some point. And who knows if that will occur or not. I think I've read that as a probability. But at this point, we are expanding. And so we are the Big Bang, continuing to bang. So Good morning, Jessica. Great to see you. Butterfly Rain as well. Wonderful to see everybody. And, Michael Singer talks a lot about how, the astronomy and the universe and things that are happening, and even on the planet. In the talk I was just listening to, he was saying, there's 8.3 billion people on this planet. Most of them are saying something or talking. And if you think about it like that, it's like, wow, like there's so much communication happening in every moment. And then he says, well, then why are you bothered when one person doesn't say hi to you or they say the wrong thing to you? So, a lot of his teachings talk about just getting perspective. And then he also talks about, in the talk today, said, even back to the Big Bang thing, like things are happening in the universe on Jupiter, on Mars. There's all of these things happening in every moment. They aren't bothering us. It's only the things that are in this very limited space that we then get bothered by. And so it's about getting space, distance, perspective. Good morning, Kat. So, does anybody here not know Michael Singer? This is the Untethered Soul, which is the cards that I have that I quoted. Oh, wonderful, Butterfly Rain. Awesome. And then his memoir, The Surrender Experiment, and his latest book, Living Untethered. He talks a lot about the planetary, like just really the miracle of life. He talked about that in the talk today as well, about how, a baby in the mother's womb, how do the organs get formed when the mother is drinking Coke and eating Twinkies? Somehow a spleen gets formed. So it's wonderful just to get grounded in reality, because we get lost here. We just get so lost. Who else has gotten lost in their thoughts and lost perspective this week, maybe? Gotten wrapped up in, wanting something to be a certain way or wishing something hadn't have happened. Those are the things that cause us suffering. Great. I'm glad that you said that, Butterfly Rain, because I wonder if the effort to tame the mind keeps it untamed. That the effort to control it, force it, actually keeps that pattern in place. I like Michael Singer's thoughts on this. And I used this week more than once. So, as some of you know, I injured myself rollerblading. And I set up a physiotherapy appointment. And this physiotherapist is very good. And since January, I've seen him once in January. And then I have scheduled maybe 4 times since. And every time he's canceled last minute with a different reason. And yet I kept trying again because he was so good. Well, I had this appointment set up, and guess what happened? Again, last minute, different excuses. And I remember just as I was receiving the texts that morning, Michael Singer, he came to mind and was like, this is it. this is low-hanging fruit. It didn't feel like it because it was because of the, all the other times that he canceled, and I felt I didn't relax and release at that time. So it was stored inside. So I was like, okay, here it is. I feel heat rising. There was a heat in my chest, tightness, constriction. My mind started arguing and yelling and arguing with reality. Thanks, Carolyn. And I was like, okay, you say you want to be spiritual, you say you want to be awakened. Here it is. Here's your practice right here, right now. And it took effort. It took conscious effort to, okay, be in the body, just be with the sensation, just relax and release. Allow this sensation to come up. Allow it to be felt. It's not comfortable. That's why we don't like it. Who likes to feel anger, irritation, frustration, resentment? Nobody. Well, anyway, that could be argued, but it doesn't feel good. So I just was like, I'm just going to do that. I'm relaxing and releasing. And then I noticed the mind. Argue, argue, argue. Michael Singer says, one of my favorite things in one of his talks was something like, what's the mind saying? None of your business. It's none of your business what it's saying. How long is it going to take for the energy to shift? None of your business. And it goes back to this quote card. Most of life will unfold in accordance with forces far outside your control, regardless of what your mind says about it. So my mind was saying things. This was outside of my control, and there was forces at play. And the Big Bang had rippled outward billions of years ago, and here's this event. And so I let go in that moment in real time. Now the effort that it took, like the taming the mind part, it wasn't taming it. It was moving my attention from wanting to think about it, because it's addictive, and we get a hit off that of like rah, rah, rah in our heads, right? There's some sort of pleasure in it. And it's like, no stories, come out of the stories. So it's shifting the attention and the focus away from the thoughts. And I went directly into the felt experience of the body and did my best just to witness and observe that. So, and not to say it 100% went away, but it made such a difference. Yeah, it really did. So, yeah, if anybody's new here, give me a follow. Let's put up my follow card here. You can click the pop-up in the window. Yeah, it is a practice, and that muscle gets bigger and better, as Michael Singer says. You were forced into adult mode. Wow, that sounds big. So I wonder how you could utilize, even these techniques, I guess. And you could still do it, right? Like, even if something happened a week ago, if we think about it and it still brings up that rise of emotion inside, right there we can relax and release. And we can come out of the mind and just say, I'm not paying attention. My only job is to feel and be with these emotions for however long it takes that they need. Yeah, it's simple, it's not easy, and it's possible. So this is being double live streamed on YouTube. You can follow me here, there, everywhere. You can check my link in my profile here in Insight Timer and find out more about me. I am a spiritual life coach and Reiki master teacher. So this week I am taking a little mini trip for a few days. So my week is quite busy. So our next live stream, unless I see that I can fit one in, will be a week from today. So if you follow me, you'll be notified. We had a couple wonderful live streams last week, really powerful and impactful energy givers and energy drainers in your life. And expectations versus agreements in life and relationships. So thanks for all who did join. And yeah, the replays are available. So, okay, sounds quite heated, Sister Sunshine. And yeah, so, you know, the invitation for you and anyone that has something that still bothers them from the past is, when it comes up in the moment, relax and release now and bring the mind back to present. I had another situation this week that was very, very upsetting. Yeah, it was very, very upsetting for me. And it just was very unexpected. And so when it occurred, I wasn't thinking spiritually as far as let me relax and release, because I just was so surprised. Yeah, and that one's been challenging because the mind wants to just argue, have stories, what ifs, shoulds, shouldn't haves, all of the things. And so although the event has passed, the mind still replays it. And so that's the place where I can now apply relax and release now. Yeah. Hi, Melinda. Thank you, Kat. Yeah, it sounds like maybe your situation was also a surprise. So we'll go ahead, and if you are new, you can just follow along here. We're going to be doing a Oracle and Tarot weekly collective reading for the group. And then we'll close with Reiki and Ancestral Clearing. Hi, hi, Drazel, Shalom. Yeah, I mean, I hear you on that, and that makes sense. And what I hear and what you're saying is you have awareness to see what's happening in the moment. So that's powerful and valuable. So when the upset occurs or the trigger occurs, even just naming, I feel paralyzed right now, can be a first step. And if you're able to have that level of awareness, you have the ability to then, you know, relaxing and releasing is really one of the simplest things we can do. Just let me directly be and experience the sensations in the body. I don't even want to call them emotions. The sensations are the energy moving through the body or alive in the body at that moment. Can I move my attention from my spinning thoughts and my arguments in my head and pull that attention into the direct felt experience and witness that? and hold space for it. Yeah. And yeah, breathing can be a part of it, for sure. And Singer talks about, and this is, you know, because we're multidimensional beings, so we're talking about a multidimensional experience here because of that, in 3 dimensions. So the way I know this and the way others have talked about it is, it's like a relaxing behind the heart. And Michael calls it the seat of awareness. Well, many people call it that. So it's like this relaxing back. So it's almost like the heart is able to feel and be whatever it needs to. And then our, the I am, you know, our consciousness, that infinite divine presence, that we then identify with that and just be with and relax back and allow the heart to do whatever it's going to do. Allow the mind to do whatever it's going to do. And it's very, and I have a story about that, but it requires, depending on the level of intensity, you know, if it's about traffic or the weather, it's going to be easier, right? But if it's a big upset, it can require a level of presence. It's just like superpower presence. I have a story. Those of you that have been with me a long while have heard it. I was in Sri Lanka and in a car, and there was crazy, insane driving that was scaring the shit out of me. And I went into the back seat by that point, and I just was like, I was just sitting there crying, like crouched down in the back seat, because I mean, I was very upset. And I remember like waking up in the experience, well, even more, and being like, okay, I am choosing to stay here. I'm not choosing to stop the ride. I'm not going to choose to change cars or drivers. I'm going to choose to continue this drive. And so that was a, you know, good to slow down on, that I made an empowered choice. It wasn't like I have to be in here. No, like, so I grounded into that, like, okay, if I'm going to choose to be here, then what are my options for the rest of this ride on how I can deal with this? And then I was like, okay, relax and release. This is all I can do. And so it took every fiber of my being, every iota of, as Michael Singer talks about, my willpower. We have willpower inside of ourselves. And I used every ounce of that to force myself into just this breath, not into thinking, into the body, allowing all of the emotions and energy and sensations, and just relaxed and released and allowed that to, you know, my experience to be. And it worked. And it was one of the most challenging, like, present moment experiences. Yeah, because it was fight or flight. And you know, I don't even know if I would remember that car ride, except that I had this relax and release spiritual experience. And I started crying. And then it's like the pop bubbled over and then it settled because I allowed all of that to move through me. Hey, Nancy, Laura. Yeah, I hear that. So we'll go ahead and get into the card reading. So we're going to open with Sacred Rebels and see what these oracle cards have to say. Hi, welcome, Bev. How are you doing since the other day? We were just talking about upset and triggers, and I know that you had something come up, that you brought into the last live stream. Totally, Carolyn, that's a great point. I mean, literally, emotions only last 90 seconds. It's that our mind latches onto it and then creates a loop where we continue with those emotions. When if we were to practice full presence in that 90 seconds, that emotion would be able to be felt and released. Hey, Rose, nice to see you again. So this is a beautiful card. What you want wants you. What you want wants you. So this is a card about getting into possibility, focusing on the solution, focusing on where you're going, focusing on what you want to create and what you want instead of what is not wanted, which is so often what our minds naturally do because we are wired to survive. So because we're wired to survive, our minds they look for threats. Right? So that it can filter and keep us safe. But the thing is that then when we're always looking at, well, I don't like this, I don't want this, I don't like what's happening, then we lose track of what we actually do want. And I know a number of you have had the visioning session process with me, and that's exactly, I talk about that. When we look at the future that somebody wants to create, I usually give a disclaimer of it's natural that the mind is going to say what it doesn't want in order to get to what it does want. And so, I work with people to shift out of that if that does come up. It's a natural way that the mind works. Oh, wow, Bev, that sounds like a really intense experience. Great that you allowed those emotions to move through you and that you got support and that you feel revitalized. So, what does this bring up for y'all? What do you want? Type a word in the chat. It might be tangible, it might not. What do you want? What do you really, really want? Thank you, Rose, for the donation. Elisa, energy. Living life true to myself, Rose. Hi, Christine. Safety and peace. Elisa, if I may give a modification, instead of saying I want my energy back, because that's like referencing like something about the past or how it was before, you could practice with, I want more energy. I want energy, period, right? So you could play with that shift. Carolyn, peace. Bev, understanding of myself. So I was in a life transformational training that was super powerful like 9 years ago, and we did a exercise where we were in small groups, and one person, you know, like was the one, and then the others would be around them, and they were just yelling, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? And then the person that was doing it had to be like, love, peace, money, I want to move to Europe, blah, blah. Like, you just like allowing whatever was inside to bubble up and come out. And like you had to do it for like a few minutes. So it was like continuing to come up with all of these things and having this really high energy, and, you know, interesting, unexpected things came out. So I'm going to look at the guidebook and see if there's anything to add. So it says, trust in what you truly want. Trust it. Trust in what you truly want. What you want wants you. How does that feel? To know that what you want also wants you. So as you get to know your genuine desires and give yourself permission to feel and receive them, a powerful sequence is set in motion. From the depths of the universe, your desire hurtles its way towards you as the perfect manifestation. It is coming to you even now, manifesting itself as the best situation, relationship, or circumstances to bring fulfillment to your heart and radiance to your life path and creative awakening. So don't give up. Keep dreaming of your fulfillment, but don't imagine it as always awaiting you in some distant future. Instead, play with what it feels like to be so fulfilled right now. So that's exactly, too, what I do in this visioning process. We feel into the energy as if it's already happened. It's so powerful. Wonderful, Sister Sunshine, Elisa. Yeah, and, you know, acknowledging the challenge of healing from surgery and being with that process. Yeah, wonderful. So I've mentioned this before. I still am offering a few gifted sessions with those who've never had a session with me before to do this visioning process. So if anything about this calls to you and this energy and what you want to create and where you want to go, send me a private message, reach out, you know, now before you forget if it's on your heart. So whether you see it coming or not, your desire is already on its way to you. It's closer than you think. And soon you'll be able to see it, touch it, feel it, and enjoy it. You'll then become inspired for your next manifestation based on the true desires of your heart. So another story I want to share from this week happened yesterday. I woke up, it was after my meditation and breath work. And I'm doing Joe Dispenza meditations now again, daily. And he's all about this. This is what he teaches. And I remember looking around my place and thinking, oh my God, because I found Joe Dispenza 9 years ago and I moved to this town 9 years ago. So I was kind of thinking this 9 years has passed, you know? And I just was like, oh my God, if that 9 year ago version of Natalie could see where I am now, she would be flabbergasted and amazed and wouldn't be able to believe my life today. You know, I am living a life beyond, or what I couldn't imagine at that point. I mean, I had some inkling of it, but I just never would have thought I would be here and be doing this and be, you know, living this life, having my own business, having total and complete freedom. When before, you know, I had a job and very much a lot of contrast of what wasn't wanted. It was like, oh my God, like where I'm living, my place, like my life, my lifestyle. I wouldn't have been able to imagine it. So I was like, I am literally living, I mean, a dream life. And if I think about even, I talk about this sometimes, like when I got sober in 1999, I mean, of course, like from then to now, I had a conversation with my first AA sponsor last week, and we were talking, we haven't talked in 20 years. And we were saying, I was like, yeah, if you would have told me 26 years ago, like, Natalie, you're going to be like living in Mexico and you're going to be a spiritual life coach and Reiki master teacher, and I would have just been like, there's just no way. It is impossible. And so then it's like, okay, wow, if all of that has happened where I am right now, what's to come? What about in 9 more years or 3 more years or 1 more year? I can't imagine. And Abraham Hicks talks about, you know, we need to have a place to go. If you get in the car to go on a trip, but you don't have a destination, then you're not going to go anywhere. So they talk about, you know, you have to have something to plug into your GPS. So that's what this is about. You know, and that's what the visioning process I do is about. It's like, okay, where are you now and where do you want to go? There's your GPS point. And then what's in the way of you creating it? So, awesome. Glad you feel hope. And that's great. It's just a sunshine. I hear you. So I am going to repeat a phrase that you can also repeat mentally or out loud as a healing process. What I want wants me, and I am open, willing, and capable to receive it through unconditional love now. What I want wants me, and I am open, willing, and capable to receive it through unconditional love now. What I want wants me, and I am open, willing, and capable to receive it through unconditional love now. So just breathe into that. Feel how good it would feel if it has already happened. Be in that energy. We'll get some more clarification from Lightseer's Tarot, as always. And I do offer these readings one-on-one. And if there's something you really want to create, that's what coaching is for. So if you feel the heart's call, reach out. Because the thing is, I was with a client yesterday, and it was like we uncovered something really deep that was in the way of them creating their dream. And it was like, well, this is, you know, when we're just kind of left to our own devices, then yeah, we can create results. And to be partnered with somebody else, with accountability, with support, somebody where you can say, like, I am doing this, even voicing it and somebody receiving it, like all of that really moves the needle a lot more than just us telling ourselves like, I should do this or that, because it's very common we break our word to ourselves. Ooh, thanks for typing that out, Adrienne. Melinda, thank you, Carolyn. You are also amazing. Okay. So at the bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Cups, a card of celebration and community. So again, look, they are looking at the stars, just like the other card. She was looking up. And this is too talking about like partnering with community, with group, you know, so that you can keep your eyes on the prize, keep your eyes on the stars, looking ahead. And this is, yeah, it's like celebrating. So again, celebrating as if it's already happened and looking at what has already happened for you. Because it's just, again, a default thing. We want something, we get there, and then we're like, oh, but now I want this. Now, like, that's where I, like yesterday when I had that moment of like awakening, it's like, oh my God, like I'm living this dream life that past version would never have been able to believe. It's so easy to just get into, oh, but, you know, I don't have, you know, scarcity and lack. I don't have enough this. I don't have enough that. And so it's about shifting that mindset of like, wow, look what I already have. And there's more. And I've always been taken care of. So we've got some energies here. Let me just tune into this for a minute. So you may need to defend your dream to others, or you may need to stand for yourself. Others might have opinions that are like, why are you going to do that? You shouldn't do that. Like, that's a stupid idea or whatever. Like, my example that y'all have heard many times, when I chose to leave that job I was in for 12 and a half years and become a life coach, I was terrified to tell my mother. And it was during COVID, at the height of it, when, you know, everything was crazy and jobs were scarce, whatever. I mean, it was not a logical, safe move to quit my job of almost 13 years to become a life coach when I had, you know, I had nothing. Like, I had barely any money, and I hadn't even started building a business, started anything. But if I would have listened to those voices, you know, I mean, I wouldn't be here right now. I had to defend what was in alignment with me and my intentions and how I felt, and be true to myself. Look how true to herself she is. So some of you will need to do that. That's wonderful, Nancy. Amazing. Congrats. Now, you may also be faced with some choices. So again, this is going to require you to tune in to yourself. So you want to, again, keep your eyes on the prize. Don't get stuck here. Choices are going to be coming up for you, pathways, ways to go. And it's that same thing of focus on, you know, your GPS. What is your destination? Continuing to reorient into that. Don't get lost in these mundane details. And also you may need to tune into your inner guidance and make a choice, because this is a card of, again, looking at possibilities. She's got a map, she's got a globe. So don't get lost in your head. Stay tuned into looking. Look at that beautiful window and that beautiful light. Be in possibility, y'all. Seriously. Okay, on this, to me, this just shows there's different options and they have different energies. Like there's a snake, there's a bat or whatever. Yeah, a bat wing. In the original Seven of Cups card, the cups have, some of them have like good things, some of them have bad things. So now it's going to require diligence, clear thinking, boundaries. This is a card, another card of boundaries, of just really being true to your values and yourself and what is important to you, and not letting others dictate that. And also working with your thoughts, because it's a retraining. If you've been focused on, I don't like this and I don't want this, and scarcity and lack and looking at what's not wanted, that's neural pathways in the brain. You get to rewire, and you rewire that by changing your thinking. Now we can combine that with Michael Singer's work by not coming from a place of fighting energy, but first doing the relaxing and the releasing process. And when we come into that and then we release that fighting energy, trying to fight with our thoughts, it's like, okay, come into present moment. What do I want? How does it feel to already have that? Feels so good. Great, Nancy. So the cards are Seven of Wands and Seven of Cups. So if anybody knows numerology and what sevens means, that is definitely relevant. And then we have the Two of Wands and the Queen of Swords. I am going to read the Queen of Swords from Lightseers. Ooh, mystical. So the affirmation for this card is, I speak my existence into being with wisdom and clarity. I speak my existence into being with wisdom and clarity. So again, you can't make this shit up. Like, seriously. That's the creating what you want, who you want to be. So imagine you're in your perfect future. Who did you need to be to become that person? So like for me, if I think about 26 years ago until now when I got sober, or 9 years ago when I started this part of my journey, who did I need to be to become this version of myself sitting here right now with you? Because I had to do a lot of things I'd never done before to be able to get here. And that's what I talk about in my visioning process as well, of like, okay, wherever you are right now, your state of being and your thoughts and actions have created these results. If you're happy, then keep going. But if there's things here you don't like or you don't want, you're going to have to do something different to get to this future that you say you want. Oh, wonderful. Welcome, Brescian. So let's see. And if anyone wants like the descriptions of these cards or anything, send me a private message. I'll get that to you. So let's see if anything else comes through with this. I think the affirmation is the most important thing. So we're going to go ahead and get into the Reiki and Ancestral Clearing. And there's noises around. We are in Mexico. So I'm not sure if you can hear that. Thank you for the number 7 information. All right. Oh, and Bev, you asked about the ladders, and there's a ladder right here. Synchronicity. Okay. So we can go ahead and close our eyes. Just land into your body right now. Feeling it on the surface that it's on, feeling the heaviness, the gravity, and the weight. I've activated the Reiki healing, so your body will draw it in exactly as needed. So if you want to receive the Reiki, you can just be open to receive. And breathe into your heart center, the center of your chest. And remembering that first oracle card, what you want wants you. What you want wants you. And just feel that. And it's already on its way to you. Feel how that feels in the body. I know some of you mentioned peace. So you can give yourself that experience now. And if you've wanted something tangible, then you can also ask yourself, why do I want that? And it always comes back to a feeling state, and we can always conjure that feeling state anytime. So right now in this quiet space, as the Reiki is flowing and supporting you, you can just embody the energy. And just feel that relief, that lightheartedness. And I will also do some ancestral clearing silently, so you can be open to receive that. And I will do some specifics around the topics we've covered today, clearing for any dynamics related to scarcity and lack, survival, Infinite Creator, for the highest good, please lift out all weight, pain, burden, sin, death, debt, negativity, spells, hexes, curses, black magic, white magic, guilt, fear, shame, unworthiness, and limitation of all kind. Transform it into your love and let your love flow back in and through us, filling and giving us all complete peace now and forever. Please and thank you, please and thank you, please and thank you. Please help us love and bless each other, love and bless ourselves. Be at peace with each other and at peace with ourselves. Please and thank you, please and thank you, please and thank you. Feeling the Reiki energy healing, the ancestral clearing. You can hear Mexico waking up, so you can go ahead and bring yourself back to your body. And before you open your eyes, just feeling again back into the energy of what you want wants you, and everything that we've uncovered and brought forth in this session. Feeling in alignment. So you open your eyes if you care to. And welcome back. If you care to make a donation, you can click the box here that's popping up on the screen, or there's other ways as well. You can reach out. Hello, Angela. And please don't forget to give me a follow here on Insight Timer and YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. All my replays are on my YouTube channel in the live section. And again, if you've never worked with me before, had a session and something really opened up for you around what's possible and what you want to create, send me a private message. Thank you, Sister Sunshine. Hi, J.E., you're welcome. Glad you're here. You are so welcome. Thank you, Melinda. The wind is blowing and the door is moving. Wonderful, Nancy. You're very welcome. Thanks, Nancy, for the donation. You're welcome, Laura, Bev, Wendy. And I do offer, the energy healing, the card readings as individual sessions. So if you feel the call to reach out for that. I will be live again in a week from today, if not before, but stay tuned. And if you haven't caught my lives in the past few weeks, I've been doing some fun and powerful topics. So you can check my channel and the replays and watch there. And again, reach out if you feel the heart's call, if I can support you. I am sending everybody lots of light, lots of love, blessings for your week moving forward. From beautiful Mexico. And until next time, namaste.